Hello everyone, my name is ThePandaPhotographer, and today I want to finally make my initial review on these Eppfun Meet 300 STW earbuds that Eppfun did send out to me for review. So disclaimer, Eppfun is not sponsoring this video, did not pay me to do this video, or they do not have the rights to what I say in this video. This is my own independent review on these earbuds. So take everything what I say with a grain of salt. But with that said, everyone, please do subscribe, like, and share, and make sure you hit the notification bell icons so you can get notified when I make real world reviews on products like this in the real world. And that's what I focus on. So I'm not utilizing this YouTube studio like most YouTubers are doing right now to do their reviews on earbuds like this. But I am using the outside world as a good example why YouTubers should do their reviews outside their homes and inside their homes. So with that said, everyone, I have used this in a hotel environment, I have used these in an office environment, I have used these in an environment like this. And I want to talk about what the headphones come with. Now, 13nm drivers, which are small, tiny, but good. Now, it comes with AptX technology by Qualcomm, which helps with the noise and the sound quality to make it sound good and great. Now, it does have a IPX certification 5, which means splash proof only. These are not waterproof. Disclaimer, these are not waterproof. It comes with Bluetooth 5.2, which is great. And I'm going to talk about the Bluetooth a little bit later in this video so you guys have a better understanding as an audio enthusiast that adds his audio and adds his videos, and as a photographer, as a documentarian, yes, audio is important. So out of the box comes with a nice, decent, small size cable, not very built to perfection, but it does the job to charge this device and the case. Now, the case, on the other hand, feels balanced, well balanced, okay? Does have some weight to it, does have a rechargeable battery inside the case, so if you want more playtime hours, you can just pop them right back into the case and put them in your pocket and keep on going. And then 40 minutes later, they should be charged, put them back in your ears, and you're good to go. But what I don't like about the case is that the port is on the bottom of the case, which in my experience, I got a case that was fundamentally flawed. The reason why it was fundamentally flawed because the magnetics doesn't close the case. So if I charge it, the case opens like this. So, other than that, the build quality for the case and the earbuds seem pretty legit, but the earbuds on the other hand feel a little bit more plastically, but has this very mesh feel to it because it comes with this microcloth to wipe down any assets like oils or dirt or smears on the earbuds. But they feel like Apple earbuds, but they're not Apple earbuds. They do not have a tight fit around the ear, and I get to that in a second. But other than that, that's my only gripe about the case on the bottom. The port is on the bottom. It could be in the back, but it's not in the back. I don't understand why it's not in the back. It's more practical to be in the back, so I can have these charging flat straight down on a surface. But other than that, build construction wise on the earbuds seem pretty good, pretty solid. But as I said, IPX5 certification for only splash proof situations. Now, these are like a doppelganger of the iPhone AirPods, so take this with a grain of salt. Now, they are not exactly duplicate, but they do have a different design, but they just feel like Apple AirPods. Okay, if you ever own Apple AirPods, then you know what I'm talking about, all right, mates? So, let's talk about sound quality. What's up, everyone? This is Panda. I'm at this station, testing the Eppfun Meet 300 earbuds. Here, where there's a lot of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth frequency interruption. Now, I haven't had much on these headphones, but the audio quality doesn't sound
to good for phone calls. So, giving you a first-hand experience in the real world using these headphones as I'm traveling. Now, I just got back to New York, and these headphones, they feel like iPhone headphones, the AirPods. But they pull up your ear easy, and sometimes I'm actually switching headphones and going back to the edifiers because they have a really nice tight fit. Hello, everyone. So now I do not have my mask on my face. So I want to show you and let you hear the quality from these earbuds. Now I am doing a mask and a non-mask test inside this facility, which is pretty loud. Now my voice doesn't sound very good. A couple phone calls I made, the, the parties on the other end sounded good, but on my end, they said doesn't sound very clearly, sounds very muffled, doesn't sound like they can hear me very well. So take it with a grain of salt. Now, I'm only emphasizing this test to give you why you should or should not purchase these headphones or these earbuds.
Bass sounds good in most situations, but in some situations, it sounded flat. It sounded it wasn't there. There was no if. There's no gain in the bass when it comes down to certain music. Now, as I said, I want some separation in the earbuds, and these earbuds do not have a rubber gasket to keep out the noise from the background. But then again, you should be paying attention to your surroundings. But then again, I would like to have that all surround tightness and grip around my ear, because they did fill out my ear a couple of times when walking down the street or running for a train or a bus. That was the disappointing part about those earbuds, or these earbuds particularly. Now, let's talk about bass and midtones, because there was a battle between the bass and midtones. Sometimes the bass in certain genres would be there and be up front in your face, and then the midtones would be there sometimes in your face but fall flat in certain categories. Same with the bass. Bass would fall flat for some reason. I don't know if it's just the track or just the music itself, but in most cases the bass sounded strong, but I would like to have a little bit more stronger bass next time they make the Mark IIs of these earbuds, because honestly, and as I said, some type of rubber gasket to keep some noise isolation, so you can have that surround sound experience when using these earbuds. But with that said, now let's talk about the mids and the highs. Okay, so there was also a problem with the mids and the highs in some tracks, not all tracks, but some. And I want to talk about one particular track in general, and that was, if I'm looking at my notes correctly, that was Ladybug. I mean, the track was called Ladybug by Slumberville. Now, that was my best track ever and best experience with these earbuds. The bass was there, the midtones and the highs were just balanced. The vocals were in your face, they popped, they sounded natural, they sounded so good, they sounded like they wanted to impress you. The earbuds themselves wanted to impress you and have them in your ear for longer periods of time. But when it came down to some of the there you go. So guys, I've been listening to my music with these earbuds. These are the Eppfuns they send me. So here's the thing where I realized when I opened the box, I didn't give a proper 72-hour burn-in test. So hear me out. So now, as I'm listening to these headphones get better and better, I'm playing certain genres to get a get feel for those mids and the high tones to see how that dynamic bass has gotten so much better. But the charging issue needs to be addressed. genres like cinematic, because I listen to a lot of soundtracks. Sometimes the bass was there and sometimes the mid tones were not there. They kind of sound weak in some points, and then the high tones at some times would sound a little bit flat and then pop something out of nowhere trying to compensate. I'm not sure if it was compensating for something, but yeah. But sometimes the bass would be weak on some tracks, very distorted in some cases. But vocals, other hand, in your face, straight up, blown me away. It sounded like the Edifiers, but not really like the Edifiers, because the Edifiers vocals did have a little bit bass. These have more clarity. These earbuds themselves had a little bit more clarity. Sorry, I'm reading my notes from a piece of napkins that I've been holding out for the last couple of weeks. But when I was listening to some interstitial beats, oh, the bass did shine quite a bit. And then mid-tone sounded like it was just waking up from a sleep mode. Well, I was impressed in some categories. So, and I listened to quite the genre of music, so take it with a grain of salt. Now, when it came down to hip hop, bass was slightly weaker than some tracks, and some tracks it just fell apart. But overall, it was sounding pretty good. So, but in dance music, the bass stayed alive. The mid-tones were just right there in your face with those vocals. Sometimes if you had vocals in your track, it would just sound so perfect. Dance music, and particular, like I said, the track Ladybug, I was listening to some French hip-hop, Medellin, I was listening to his tracks, and sometimes the bass hip-hop would fall off as well. I mean, the bass will fall off in the hip-hop track sometimes. But in slow jams, the mid-tones sound a little weak, but they were good enough, but they just sound a little weak. So based on the tracks, you may have a different experience. But so with that said, everyone, I dropped these a few times, like I said before. Now in Bluetooth communications, I noticed here at Penn Station, been sticking around here for a few hours, I noticed I had less interference than my edifiers. I had less interference with some other cheap brands that I bought on Amazon. I had a better experience with these earbuds with Bluetooth communication wise. So Bluetooth 5.2 on these earbuds are outstanding. Okay, so my final thoughts. What do I think about these earbuds? I think they are in the category of casual user, not the professional user. The reason why I say that is because these are not sports related, because they don't have an IPX certified for sports. They only have an IPX5 for splash proof only. So if you get these wet, you may damage them or not. But in my category, you can use these in the office, which they work the best in the office. I noticed that when I was testing these earbuds in an office, in a quiet space, they work so better than a noisy environment like this. But when I was in my hostel, when I had guests, I can hear the background, but then again, the music was there, it was in your face, it popped, but I don't recommend it turning up your decibels, because here's another problem that you need to be aware. Now, battery life. Battery life, on the other hand, was a hit and miss, because when I had it at 60 decibels, the battery will only last about 5 hours. I didn't get the 6 hours that was recommended, but when I turned it down to 45 decibels, the battery lasts 6 hours and a half. But when I turned it up to 80, 75, 85%, I noticed that the battery life only lasted for 4.5 hours. So in your experience, you may have a different experience with these earbuds and a different environment. So I'm a travel documentarian, travel photographer. I travel to big cities a lot, and I wanted to do my review based on my findings as a YouTuber, as a documentarian, as a photographer, as a techie, to share my opinions and share my thoughts and my experience using these in the proper environments that I would have to say. I think am I saying that right? But with that said, everyone, you get my point. I'm not in a YouTube studio 24 hours a day making reviews on products, only listen to the headphones inside a closed door environment. I'm using these in a closed door environment and an outside environment. So with that said, everyone, other than that, these are a go to me, in my opinion. You want to spend the $60 for these earbuds? That's up to you. But as I said, Eppfun sent these out to me for review. This is my own independent review. Eppfun does not have the rights to this video or have any claims to this video whatsoever. They may have sent this product to me to review, and they wanted me to cancel the review, but I told them no. I'm going to go ahead and do my review. But with that said, everyone, I give them a pass. So go out and go grab them. But with that said, everyone, I'm the Panda Photographer. I am a documentarian and travel consultant photographer, and I am only facing homelessness because of the pandemic. And I'm still trying to do the positive thing here by providing you guys with fresh, clean, and honest content about the earbuds. And these are all my notes, front and back of the paper. But yeah, but with that said, everyone, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to what I have to say about the Eppfun's Cute Meet 300 STW earbuds. But with that said, everyone, please take the time out to support the channel. If you want to support the channel financially, there is a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Does really help me out. All the links are in the descriptions below, so don't miss out. But with that said, everyone, eat, sleep, photography, videography, and repeat. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care of yourselves. Happy shooting.